Today, I'm going to show you how to make the best one-pot dish that everyone in your family is going to love. Today, we are making taco mac and cheese. Hi, my name is Christina. I'm with EatingOnADime.com. Welcome to my kitchen. My sister Carrie and I are on a mission to help real families eat real food at home, especially on a budget. And one of my favorite stovetop meals to make is a one-pot meal. I love a meal where everything can be made in one pot so that the dishes are just as easy as the dinner is to make. And if you love tacos and you love mac and cheese, you're gonna love today's recipe, taco mac and cheese. It's the best of both worlds. I have linked the full recipe in the description below, so make sure you check that out. All right, let's get cooking. So today's recipe is made 100% on the stovetop, but I like to get everything ready before I head on over there. So first, let's dice up our veggies. For today's recipes, you need an onion diced and a red bell pepper diced. Now on the onion, you can use, everyone say hi to Rio. He's giving everyone a shout out. On the onion, you can use a yellow or a white. It will be great in this recipe. I wouldn't use a red. I think it's too sweet and it won't really go with the flavors in the recipe. Now on the bell pepper, I love using a red bell pepper. It adds the most flavor. You can use a green if you prefer, or an orange will work as well. So we want to chop these up into dice or to bite-sized small pieces. I'm going to use this veggie chopper. If you've been following us for a while, you know that Carrie and I are both obsessed with this veggie chopper. It's the quickest way to chop up your veggies in no time at all. I'm going to put a link for the veggie chopper in the description below, as well as our favorite knife. We're big believers that you only need one good knife in your kitchen, so get that one because it's amazing. So on this veggie chopper, to do the onions, you just want to quarter the onions, and then we're going to place them into the blades in the chopper. And all you got to do is slam it, and you have beautifully small chopped onions. And the great thing about this is that I'm going to prepare all the veggies, and then it holds it in this nice container, which makes it super easy to add when it's time to add to our pot. Now let's do our bell pepper. So on the bell pepper, what I do is I usually just kind of cut off the edges here. So that way you're not worried about the seeds or anything like that. And then you just have to cut them down into pieces that's going to fit into the chopper. Just keep this bell pepper is a little bit longer than most I've seen, but it's still going to work great. So I'm just cutting these down. If the membrane bothers you, you can shave that off. A little bit of it doesn't really bother me too much. So, okay. So then we got them into smaller pieces. You just want them to fit right into this chopper, and chop it and add it right into the onions. And get your kids involved with this chopper because it's kind of fun to use and it's pretty safe. Sometimes you got to put a little elbow grease in it, but it works every time. My red bell pepper was kind of on his last leg, but it's okay because I'm going to cook it in the skillet, so it's going to get nice and soft anyway. So as long as it doesn't have any brown spots or anything, we're good. Okay, that's all I have to get ready. Now we're going to go over to the stovetop and we're going to get this taco mac started. Welcome to my stovetop. Okay, so we're going to start with this Dutch oven. You can use a large saucepan as well. I'm going to add 1 pound of ground beef. And we just want to break this up and brown it completely until it's no longer pink. And I'm just going to crumble it up with a spatula as it browns. So when you're browning ground beef, you don't want to toss it a ton. Let it kind of sit and start to brown. And then as it browns, break it up. That way it gets nice and cooked through. And you do want a little bit of char on the pan like this because it adds a lot of flavor. So don't be afraid of that. You don't want it to burn against the pan, but that is going to add flavor. So now it's browning up really well. So we're going to go ahead and just break this up. You just want to break the ground beef up as it cooks. Some people like bigger pieces. I like smaller pieces in a meal like this, a taco mac and cheese, just because you're going to get more beef in every bite and it's just easier to eat. Once the beef is brown, add the diced onions and red bell peppers to the pot. And then we're going to add in our garlic. Now on the garlic, you can do 2 cloves that are minced, or you can do 2 teaspoons of the pre-minced garlic. I'm using the pre-minced today. Definitely use whichever you prefer. We're going to mix this together and let it saute for about 3 to 5 minutes so that those veggies get nice and soft, and you should be able to smell that garlic. Once those veggies are nice and soft, we're going to add in 1 packet of taco seasoning. This is 1 ounces. You can use 2 tablespoons homemade if you would rather use that. We're just going to stir that in and let it cook for just about a minute. Now we're going to add in 1 can petite diced tomatoes. This is a 15-ounce can, and don't drain it. You want to add in the tomatoes and the juice. Then we're going to add in 2 cups beef broth, and then 3 cups elbow noodles. Stir to combine all these ingredients. And we want to bring this mixture to a low boil. So we're going to combine them all, and then I turn the heat up a little bit on the pan to get it to a low boil to cook those noodles so they're nice and tender. You just want to bring the mixture to a low boil, which is starting to boil here, which is great. Cover it and reduce the heat to about medium-low, and we're going to let this cook for about 12 to 15 minutes until that pasta is nice and tender. Okay, so while the pasta is back there cooking, we're going to go ahead and get the cheeses ready. So when it's done, we're ready to throw in. Now, Carrie and I highly recommend that you shred your own cheese. We are all about being lazy and quick and easy, but when it comes to shredding your own cheese, we think it's worth the time. So it just melts better, it melts more smoother. On pre-shredded cheese, they add like a coating to keep it from melting together, and that coating makes it not melt well in your meals. So for this recipe, we're going to need about 2 cups shredded cheddar cheese and 1 cup shredded Monterey Jack cheese. So just while that pasta is getting all cooked up, I'm going to go ahead and get this shredded and ready to go. So the cheddar cheese is done. I'm just using a large measuring cup. You need about 2 cups of cheddar cheese and then 1 cup of Monterey Jack cheese. I just throw it all in the same measuring cup because we're going to add it to the dish at the same time. So it's perfectly fine if the cheeses get mixed together right now. So all the cheese is ready to be added, so that's good. Now we're going to get some chopped cilantro added. So at the end of this, I love, since it's a taco mac and cheese, I love throwing in some chopped fresh cilantro. I'm just going to we only need about 1/4 of a cup, so we don't need a ton. I'm just going to rip the leaves off of this fresh cilantro and get it chopped up. So when it's ready to add in, it's all ready to go. Now, I want to know in the comments below, who are my cilantro lovers and my cilantro haters? I know people have strong opinions on cilantro, and I respect that. But let me know in the comments below what camp you are in. Now, I love cilantro, and everyone in my family loves cilantro. But if you don't, you can leave it out, and this recipe is still going to be great. That looks great. Now, I would not worry about measuring out your chopped cilantro because it's just really a garnish. It's about 1/4 a cup chopped. I just eyeball it, and I use this little rock and chop, that's what I call it, to kind of just finely dice it up on our nice silicone cutting boards here. That'll be real easy to get this added once that cheese is all combined and melted. So on the pasta, while we were getting this ready, the pasta is cooking. It's about 12 to 15 minutes. You do want to stir it every couple of minutes because the pasta will stick to the side of the pan. So make sure that you're stirring it so it doesn't burn to the side. And you just want to cook it till that pasta is nice and tender. So my pasta's been cooking for about 13 minutes, and I checked it right before I pulled out the cilantro, and it was ready to go. Okay, this cilantro looks amazing. Let's head on back to the stovetop and get our cheese and our cilantro added. Let's check this pasta. Ooh, it looks great. Perfect. Now we are going to add in 1 cup of milk. And then we're going to stir in both of the shredded cheeses. So it's the cheddar cheese and the Monterey Jack cheese. This is why I pulled out this Dutch oven, because it's quite a full meal once everything gets added. So make sure you're using a saucepan large enough to hold it all. I'm gonna link this Dutch oven down below for you guys. It's on Amazon and it was really affordable, and I've loved it. It's easy to clean, it's easy to cook with. So you just wanna keep stirring until all this cheese is melted and combined. You don't wanna let it sit because it could risk burning the noodles at the bottom of the pot. That cheese is nice and melted, so now we're gonna add in that cilantro we just chopped up. You just wanna stir it in. Now at this point, go ahead and make sure your heat on your stove is off. You don't want to risk burning it. We're just going to stir that cilantro right in and let it set for a few minutes, and then it's ready to serve. Ooh, it already looks good, and I've already gotten lots of compliments around the house that it smells good, so I can't wait to try it. It's officially ready to serve. So this meal is half taco and half mac and cheese. So that means you can top this with toppings if you would like. A lot of people love diced jalapeños, sour cream, crushed tortilla chips, whatever you like on your tacos, you'll love on this pasta as well. Now, I find it very filling and it's packed with flavor, so I just serve it as is and it tastes great. I cannot wait to try it. It's amazing. It's like mac and cheese, but on the next level. I know you and your family are gonna love it. So this meal is very filling. I usually just serve it with an easy vegetable or an easy salad. My family's having this for dinner tonight, and I'm gonna make easy roasted broccoli to go with it, and it's gonna be perfect. So they get all the nutrients of the broccoli and all the deliciousness of the taco mac and cheese as well. All right, friends, I hope you guys try this recipe. If you try the recipe, please leave us a comment on the website. Let us know what you think. We love hearing from you guys. It's our most favorite part of the day is checking the comments on the website. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of our easy, delicious one-pot recipes. And I will see you guys next time in my kitchen. Bye, friends.